This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's my pleasure to be here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, I'm going to explain minor, major, 7th chords that have the 11th. So these are known as minor, major, 11th chords. Sounds like a big mouthful. It kind of is, but they're pretty cool sounds. And after I've explained them, we'll go over a couple voicings that work well on the guitar for playing this type of chord. And we'll jam together with a chord progression that will allow us to practice these voicings in all 12 keys. So super helpful as we're jamming on that chord progression. Will be accompanied by bass and drums, which is super helpful and super fun. This video accompanies lesson 25 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method books. So we're going to be starting on pages 174 and 175 as I explain these types of chords. Really, I'm supplementing the materials there. And then we're going to go over to page 146 and 147 to play chord progression number 3. Okay, so minor, major, 11th chords. We've been learning a lot lately about adding 9ths, 11ths, and 13ths to different chords. So far with lesson 25, we've learned about adding the sharp 11 and the 13 to major 7th chords and dominant 7th chords. With minor, major 7th chords, we have a minor, major 7th chord, which we have learned about before. We can add the 9th to it, but we have to add the 11th if it's going to be an 11th chord. So if I was demonstrating with that in the key of C, we'd have C, that's the root, and then we have the E flat, that flatted third, then the 5th. Now the 5th will probably be omitted most of the time on the guitar at least because we don't have enough fingers or enough strings to play the 5th and the 11th. So we usually won't have that 5th as we start to add the 11ths and the 13ths, those sorts of sounds. Usually we have to omit the 5th, but technically it is a part of the chord and it could be included. So we have the root, flat 3, 5, and then we're going to have the 7, major 7, and we have a minor major 7th chord. Then we can add the 9th and we can add the 11th. The 11th and the 9th is steps 2 and 4 from the scale, 1 octave higher. So, with an 11th chord, we can have the 9th, but we don't have to. The way the chord symbol works for this, and you'll see this on page 174, is that we're going to see something telling us what the root is, so the C or a B flat or an A flat, whatever it may be. And then we're going to have something telling us it's minor, a minus sign or a lowercase m, and then something telling us we have the major 7th added to it, like a capital letter M or a triangle. And then instead of having the 7, we're going to have an 11. So the 11 will be there, and that 11 will tell us that 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 could also be included in the chord. We have to have the root, the 3rd, and the 7th. So in this case, a flatted 3rd and a major 7th. We can have the 9th and the 5th as well, but we don't have to for an 11th chord. It's just kind of if we can fit it. So we'd have to have that. Or we do have to have the 11th if it's an 11th chord. So that's what the chord symbol would look like, and you see some examples there on page 174. We can also, though, choose to insert an 11th with a minor major 7th chord found in a setting where maybe just chord symbols are written at the 7th level, and we choose to add that color just because we want it added to the voicing. We can choose to do that when the chord symbol just simply says minor major 7th. We can say, oh, but I want the 11th in there too. That becomes our creative prerogative. So the chord symbols don't always tell us when to add these colors, though they can call for them when they do. So sometimes the chord symbol will call for them, and sometimes we just choose to add it. Okay, let's take a look at the voicings here. So we've got a form for the 6th string, meaning we have a root on the 6th string, and we have a form with the root on the 5th string. So wherever we put that root of the voicing, wherever we put that, whatever pitch we put that on, that's going to be the version that we get to play. So if I stick this note on a C, we have a C at the 8th fret of the 6th string. I'm going to play a C minor major 7th chord. Then I'm going to put my ring finger on the 3rd string in that same fret. Pinky is going to come 1 fret higher than that on the 4th string, and index is going to reach 2 frets lower than the root down on the 2nd string. The 5th and the top string will not be played. So minor major 7th chord with the 11th right there. Cool sound, high tension, kind of interesting. Not for everybody. That's the 6-string form. With this one, there's no 9th and there's no 5th in the voicing. Let's look at the 5th string form. So if I stick that root note on an F, which is at the 8th fret of the 5th string, then I'll be playing this as an F minor major 11. My ring finger is going to go up to the 2nd string in the same fret. Pinky goes 1 fret higher on the 3rd string. Index finger is going to catch 2 frets lower than the root on the 4th string and the top string, and we'll have a minor major 11th chord that has the 9th included with it. So, beautiful high tension chord. You might find it beneficial to go back and forth between these voicings just to get comfortable playing them. We're going to jam together though here in this video now with chord progression number 3 found on page 146 and 147. This comes from lesson 22 where we were just working on the 7th chords. So we are of course inserting this 11th chord voicing, these 11th chord voicings into the chord progression that just is written at the 7th level. So we can do that. Just like this, we can insert this minor major 11th chord in where it just calls for a minor major 7th chord. With that, you could go through and practice these voicings, plugging them in anywhere you have minor major 7th chords with the chord progressions from lesson 22. That will give you more practice opportunities if you'd like to. You could even go back and jam along with the videos that were created for lesson 22, doing that if you want to. Here in this video though, we're going to play this one chord progression 3 times at a slower tempo, then a faster tempo, and then even faster yet. And I am just going to use this strumming pattern, just something simple. You don't have to use this one, but it works really well because it's kind of easy and just jazzy and fun. Lets us practice that without having to put too much thought into the strumming. We want our focus to be on these chord voicings. So we're going to go ahead and play this. It's going to be great. Let's do it. Alright, fantastic. In the next video, we're going to take a look at minor major 13th chords. So we'll be adding that 13th onto the voicing, which is going to be fun. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.